Welcome back to another episode of Arena Insider Press Pass powered by X1 Media. I'm your host, Anthony Carter. Thank you always for supporting this show and ArenaInsider.com. In case you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to us on our YouTube channels. And also, if you're listening to us over the podcast platforms, we're available on all podcast platforms. Just be sure to subscribe to us on that. So that way new episodes will download directly to your device. I do want to also take this time to thank all of our subscribers, our new subscribers and new website visitors, especially over the last couple of weeks or so. I truly do appreciate it and see the supporting comments. So I do want to thank you for those comments. And it's been a crazy couple of weeks so far. And we're at the midway point. We're already at week 5, and we're still keeping a close eye on developing stories. So let's go ahead and get right into it. First, with the latest breaking news out of Rapid City, South Dakota. So the Rapid City Marshals announced that it plans to play with replacement players ahead of Thursday's game against the Washington Wolfpack. Now, this stems from a weeks-long dispute between the players, owners, and Arena Football League. So on Wednesday night, the Marshals stated on social media that only 2 of its players were willing to travel to the game. The team said it had to work with the Wolfpack's ownership group to recruit players to play for them. Now, back on May 17th, Andrew Lind of local station KOTA reported that about 10 players left the Marshals and only about 10 players remain on the roster. Now, if you recall, on May 11th, the Marshals players took a stand and forfeited its home game against the Billings Outlaws as players refused to leave the locker room. Co-owner Wes Johnson shared a statement along with Wednesday's news, saying in part, quote, "The challenges we have faced, beginning with the failed commitments of Lee Hutton and Arena Football Management, LLC, have undoubtedly disrupted all of the plans and ambitions Rebecca and I have for this season." He went on to say, quote, "We understand the lack of communication from us, but we have also had limited confirmed information to communicate." As of right now, the Marshals team is working with other league owners and administration on the remaining games of the season. Now, speaking of the Wolfpack, the players are faced with a reduced salary. So on May 17th, owners Kelly Fahey, Miguel Morga, and Mike Thomas shared a letter with fans updating them on the state of the team. They claim the league under former Commissioner Lee Hutton III agreed to pay players' salaries and the team's travel to away games, but they say they did not receive any money. The owners then changed its financial model and offered the players a reduced salary because of the lack of compensation. In a statement, the owner said in part, quote, "Our ownership group decided to pay our players in good faith and pressured the Arena Football League to honor its obligations. Our current player roster has been offered a revised compensation structure that we feel is competitive with indoor football. Our players have been distressed by the withholding of these league payments to its players." So the Wolfpack and the Marshals are scheduled to play on Thursday night to kick off week 5. Now, just some other quick league updates. The Billings Outlaws will be on a bye for week 5. They were scheduled to play the Southwest Kansas Storm, but the Oregon Black Bears will instead travel to play the Storm for them this weekend. So while there's no official reason behind the change, it is important to note that there are 11 teams, which means every week a team will have to be on a bye. So this announcement could be a result of that. So just want to make that clear. And the Black Bears, speaking of the Black Bears, reached an agreement with the league to continue playing the rest of the season. So the team was initially going to shut down along with the Louisiana Voodoo last week. Those are your top headlines as we head into week 5. Remember to visit our website, arenainsider.com, and follow us on all social media platforms at Arena Insider for all the latest news and updates. I'm Anthony Carter. Have a great day.